Hello guys, this is Code and Code and this is second lecture of string theory series, and in this lecture we are going to study about string hashing and what are important aspects of that, how it is done and where it is used. So in this lecture we'll be focusing on these. First we'll be learning what is the problem with string matching. Basically you are given two string and you want to compare whether they are equal or not, and the solution of it using string hashing. The problem with string matching, by that I mean but the approach that we have seen in the previous lecture 1, using sliding window algorithm. The second, string hashing and collision. What are these? String matching using hashing, when you know how to calculate hash of a string, how hashing can be used in string matching, and finally a practice problem for you. So let's get started. First thing first, problem with string matching and its solution using string hashing. So now you see the problem is when you want to compare two strings A and B of equal length n, because if they are not equal, I mean if their length is not equal, they cannot be equal, right? So their length must be equal. So given two strings A and B of equal length, say n, the complexity to compare A and B would be big O of n. If you are applying this double equal operator, then the complexity of comparison is actually big O of n, because internally each character of A and B will be compared. So ith character of A would be compared with ith character of B for checking the equality of these two strings. Now here's the solution using string hashing. The same comparison can be done in big O of one time. So now we again have two strings of equal length and the strings are A and B, and we want to compare them. So what we will do, instead of comparing them, what we can do, we can compare their hash values instead, and this can be done in constant time. So see, instead of the time of string comparison reduces from big O of n to big O of 1. Big O of 1 basically means constant time. Now here I am assuming two things. First, that we already have the hash values, because calculating hash values takes time. We'll be learning how much time does it takes. So I'm assuming we already have the hash values of A and B, and also the collision is 0. What is collision? I'll be explaining you that as well. But before we continue, if you want to have more free lectures, you can always go ahead to Unacademy, who provides free lecture for every single level. For example, for beginners level, they have basic programming construct and problem solving lecture, introduction to complexity theory, basic mathematics like GCD and primality test, and so on, stacks and queues. These are some of the lectures. There are many for beginners levels. Now for intermediate level, they have introduction to trees, introduction to segment tree, introduction to game theory. These are all the concepts that are used in competitive programming. All of the concepts like intermediate level dynamic programming, and all of the lectures are completely free. These are, as you can see, intermediate level. Now advanced level. For advanced level we have persistent data structure like persistent, segment tree, and so on. Then linear algebra, introduction to biconnectivity, suffix array, centroid decomposition, FFT, flows, everything, and all of these lectures are completely free. So if you want to expand your knowledge in competitive programming, I would definitely advise you to go through the lecture that you would wanna learn. There are a lot of lectures which are completely free for you, and there is also test series, programming readiness test by Code Chef. You can enroll here for free if you want to test your knowledge in competitive programming. This is completely free as well. And finally, if you think that yes, they're of course these are all free lectures, and then there are there are more, and you can always go ahead for 136 or 12-month subscription. You can always apply my code and get 10% off on all of these subscriptions. First, go through these free lectures and see how these guys teach, because these guys are actually pretty good at their work. I know them because most of them are very good at competitive programming. Most of them have been very good at competitive programming in their time when they were competing in competitive programming, like Tanuj. So this was about the free lectures provided by Unacademy. So let's head back to our lecture. So now that we know that string matching problem can be solved in big O of one time, let's see how. So second thing, before we see how, let's see what actually is string hashing. So I'll be taking you through an example. Suppose there is an organization where there are many employees working for this organization, right? So we have these 4 guys, for example, and now there is an assignment of a certain project. So the manager guy comes in and tells uh, that okay, assign this project to that guy. That by that guy, I mean, you ask which guy, so he explains you, okay, the guy with orange jacket and blue pants and white boots. So you know that he's talking about this guy, but of course you know this is not practical and this is not how things go. So you can simply tell him that okay, he can simply tell the name. But the problem here is, suppose that the organization is pretty huge, like Google or Microsoft. So you see there are hundreds of thousands of people working for that organization. So of course the names maybe more than one guys or employees are there with the same name. So assigning the project based on the name is actually not good, because that is not how you would that would not help you uniquely identify that guy, right? So what is the solution of that is each organization assigns each guy, each employee, an employee ID or employee number. For example, you can see here, which is of fixed length. Like here you can see it is 6 character long and of certain follow certain pattern. And the speciality about employee ID or employee number is that these are completely unique. So now that manager guy can tell you that assign this project to employee with employee ID NT739L. So you know exactly what he's talking about. This is almost the same concept of hashing. In hashing, what you do, you take an object, be it string, or it can also be classes or objects. You can take them as well and assign them certain keys which represent them. But the problem, a simple problem with hashing is that uh, it is not free of collision. Remember the problem I told you about the names? Why can't he simply say assign this project to Sally or Timmy or anything like that? Because we know there will be more than there is possibility of more than 2 people having the same name, which results in something called collision. Collision means with the same key can be assigned to 2 different people, and this is called collision. So what is string hashing is that we'll be converting or assigning each string a fixed length integer. We'll be mostly working with integer because comparison of integer is a constant time operation. So for each string, what we'll be doing is that we'll be passing the string through a hash function, a function whose work is to assign or generate string hash values or keys. So we'll be passing the string through the hash function, hash generator, and then it will be generating a hash value or hash key which will be assigned to this string. Basically, this hash value would be representing this string, and using the hash values we'll be comparing the strings. There are many hash functions out there, and we'll be learning specific hash function which is known as polynomial rolling hashes. So we'll be learning about rolling hashes. Now the third question is how we'll be using string hashing for string matching. So it's as easy as that. First of all, you must have the uh, uh, keys or string hash values of each string. So suppose this is hash value of s1, for s2 this is their hash value, and for s3 this is their hash value, and some kind of hashing function we are using here. So now if you want to compare two string, say s1 s2, instead of comparing the strings we'll be comparing their hash values, and this operation can be done in big O of 1 operation. This is the most important aspect of string hashing, that string hashing can be used to perform string matching. No matter now you can see that the string matching is actually independent of the size of the string, right? Because it's actually big O of 1 operation. Yeah, there is a cost of calculating the hash. Of course it depends upon the length of the strings, but if you already have the hash values to compare the characters, I mean to compare the string, is only going to take big O of 1 time, and this really is very helpful, and this is how it helps algorithm like KMP search to work efficiently. This same concept. Now some points to ponder. Remember when I was talking about string hashing function, when you are performing hashing and you are applying any hashing function, there are two things you need to take care of. First, whenever you are passing the same string, the string hash generator function must assign or generate the same value. If you passed say AB and it has generated value say 68, now you are passing AB again, it must generate 68. So same string must have same hash values. If your string generator or hash value generator is not able to do that, then it is not a good string hashing generator. And don't worry, we'll be learning about polynomial rolling hashes, which are good. The second thing is that same hash values, basically your hash keys, if two strings are having the same hash values, that means they may be same. I'm emphasizing on the word maybe here, because it is possible that two different strings may have the same hash. If strings are same, the hash value would be same no matter what, but if two hash values or the keys are equal, it is possible that the strings are same. It doesn't guarantee 100%, and this is where it gets interesting, and this is important for you to know that comparing two string by their hash values, this is basically not 100% accurate, because there is probability of error because of collision, and we'll be learning how the collision we can almost reduce to 0 when we'll be learning in the next lecture about the collision, how we can reduce the collision to almost 0. So it is possible for two string to have the same hash values even if they are different. This is known as collision. This I have already explained. Two different string may have the same hash values. Now this was all for this lecture. In the next lecture I'll be explaining you the rolling hashes, how to calculate rolling hashes for string, and how to perform string matching using their hash values. And after that we'll be following KMP search, KMP algorithm, Nath-Morris-Pratt string searching and string matching algorithm. So this was all for this lecture. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any doubt or query or suggestion, you can always post it down in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching, and till the next video drops, keep coding. Thank you.